Clean Upfit here, and today we are sticking some Armorlite flooring in a customer's Jeep here. This is a friend of ours, a nice 392. Here's the Armorlite. He's doing the back seat and the front seat. He's not doing the cargo area because he has a little cargo divide in there. He doesn't need it. So I don't normally do how-to videos, but people ask about this a lot. Can I handle it? Can I do it? Is it hard to do? It's not that hard to do. It takes a little bit if you want to do it right. So even though I'm not in a how-to business, I'm going to throw it out here anyway. So here we go. What tools are you going to need? You're not going to need all of them, but you're going to need some of them. So the first thing you're going to do is unbolt these seats. I like to move the seat all the way back and grab my front bolts. Then you can move it all the way forward, grab your rear bolts. Then you'll be able to tilt this seat back and get underneath here and see if there's anything embarrassing that you can blackmail your friend with. But nope, just this shop towel here, that's it. Nothing embarrassing on this one. So up in here, it's dark, can't see it, but we got two clips we got to undo. We'll unplug these seat airbags, and then we'll get these front seats out of here, and then we'll move on to the back seats. So that seat's out. There's just, you got two little clips here. You'll use a trim tool like this to take them out. Use that trim tool, pop that one loose, pop this one loose. Here you got a yellow one. If it's yellow anywhere on your Jeep, it's for airbag related. So you pop that one loose, a little safety clip. Then the actual one here, it pops right loose. Got all that, your heated seat, all that rubbish. So you got that one out. Now you move over, do the same thing on the other side. So now with both seats out in the front, you can see that. We didn't find anything super weird on that side. We found a phone charger that he's probably looking for a while. We're gonna move on to the rear. We gotta take these 18 millimeters out here so we can flip that seat up. And then we're gonna have to unbolt the center console, get this carpet out nice. On this rear here, I like to use a 3/8 18 millimeter shallow with a swivel on a snap-on 3/8 cordless. It's got to be a snap-on. You can't use anything else. All right, you can. Then I take my bolts. I stick them up here in the cup holder. Keeps them easy. I'm going to get all these ones here out, and then I'll show you the center console. So now with all of these bolts here out, you got 4 across here. You can fold these seats up out of the way and bungee them. I like to bungee them. If not, they're in your way and you're fighting them. So these are the perfect bungee. Not a sponsor. We don't even sell these things, but I picked them up at an Overland Expo East, and I love them. I would gladly endorse them if they ever reached out to us. So they're out of the way. So the next thing we're going to do, center console. You've got some of these covers here covering up your bolts. I like to just take a pick and get in here, open them up, and I throw those in that cup holder too. You've got one in each corner. You want to get in here, just pick them out. Sometimes they'll fly a little bit on you. You grab them, move them out of the way. So those got a 10 mil behind them. So grab all 4 of these. Really not a whole lot to them. You move them out of the way. Grab that one too. If you start going into a spot and it doesn't like it, stop and go to another spot, because you've got these tabs on them inside. There's a chance that luck would have it and you try to grab that spot and pull it out. You want to get into the 3 big openings on there, and then you can get that out of there. So I'm going to zing these 10 mil here's out, and then we'll free up that console a little bit and we'll start getting this carpet out. So with all the center console bolts out, we got to pull this A-pillar kick panel here out of the way, B-pillar trim that heads back here into the back seat before you get to the C-pillar. All this has got to come out so that we can get the Armorlite up underneath it here. These pieces here, they just kind of pop out here. They got little clips on them. Sometimes I see these popped out on ones that you're not even trying to. They're just popped out. So we'll start pulling them. There's no bolts on these here. We just got to pull the plastic clips and get them all the way out. You got your pieces up here in the front where I start. And we'll start pulling all these out of here. Get all these pieces here out of the way. Start pulling this whole piece out. So I'm going to get both of them pulled off, and then I'll be back. So as I was leaving, I did remember, I did lie. We do have a 10 here to take out, and I always take these 2 10s here out first to get this door check out of the way. Makes it easier to get this door check, not really door check, this door strap. Get this door strap out of the way, your check stays there. Get your strap out of the way, then you can take this big plastic piece of trim out of the way. So I'm going to take loose 6 total, 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. 1 there, 2 there, get them out of the way, pull this trim. All right, so I took a few minutes, pulled this trim out. This trim here, like I said, you got your stuff up here. You got your 10 mils, pull them out of the way. grab your trim tool, pop this wiring loose, get it out of the way. So all this is out of the way. Then start back here, grab this right here. It all pulls towards the center console. It doesn't lift up, it pulls towards the center console. So snap all that out this way, get it out of the way. Then this one here, you have to undo that stuff here for your tether in the back, get it out of the way. And on this rear one, same thing. Start right here, grab it, pop it towards the middle. That whole piece will come out of here. So now all your carpet is free all the way around here. So we're going to start pulling this carpet up out of the way, untuck it from the console, get it all ready to go. If we do it like this, you can save the carpet in case somebody ever wants to put it back in there. It doesn't have much value if you're going to sell it online or something. People don't seem to need any JL carpet yet. So maybe in a few years they'll need some new takeout JL carpet. But move all that out of the way. We'll get all this swept up. This carpet comes out all easy now. I'm doing it with one hand while I hold the camera in the other. But it all just comes out of here. We'll get it swept up. Get the center console shifted around a little bit. So then we can start fitting this Armorlite in here. So that'll all pop out of here. We'll get it all swept up and cleaned up. There's not much dirt underneath. Some of these hoopies come in here. There's all got all kinds of crap in there. Chicken nuggets and dog treats and all kinds of hoopy stuff. But we'll get this one swept up. It's nice and clean. And get this floor situated. I'll show it to you. So with all the carpet out now, I went ahead, ran the vacuum real quick. We swept it up. I did find one trim screw that was left by the factory when they built this thing. You'll see that. Now's a nice time to sharpie a little message in here if you want. Leave in the comments what a good message is that you could leave in here that somebody would think was cool to find later, but wouldn't upset the owner of the vehicle if he found a message you left. So I started off with the left front, the driver's front. You're going to want to get it tucked up underneath of your center console and dash first, this little piece of dash. Get it tucked up underneath of there first. Then as you push it down in here, you'll be able to get it in this snap first, and then there's another snap here behind the gas pedal. There's another clip, looks just like that one. Then you got your back one here. In order to get this back one done, you got to get it underneath of all of this wiring here along this panel. And it's sweet, it's got this nice little trough right here built in. And that trough is, whenever this gets wet, it'll hit this trough. Before it goes underneath of itself, it goes around and goes out of its drain. What makes it kind of unique, I guess. So there's that. I'm going to move on to the front other side. So after I've got both fronts in, I'm messing with these drain plugs right here. Sometimes they line up super easy without much work. Other times they don't. This one here's a little bit off. So we've got to move this over and up. And if you're careful, you can use a good rubber mallet like that. I usually try to manipulate them a little bit like this. You can get them to the point where then that plug will sit down in there nice and flush, just like that one does. So you'll take a little bit. And as far as orientation of this plug, it could, on the front here, you can stick it either way. People stick them in this way or this way, so they open up in each direction. For me, I like them to open like this, because if my foot slides back, there's no chance of me opening it. If you stick it this way, your foot could slide back and you could open it. There's no way from this way. Your foot, if you drive a Jeep, you know you don't have a lot of foot room. You don't have a lot of room to get back here with your foot. There's no way you're going to open it that way. So that's just me. I like to stick them just like this. So that's the way I stick them in. Once you get that fitted to where it's a straight shot in there, you can get it started. And then I'll usually take my handle of my mallet, and you can usually tap that down in there. It's got little ribs on it that'll hold it into your floor pan, and then your plug just pops right back in here. Keeps your noise down. I've been driving people's Jeeps before, and I can hear something that sounds a little bit like an exhaust leak, and you look down and that plug will be opened up, and you can hear the outside world a little bit more. But if you're driving a Jeep, you get used to hearing the outside world a lot. Not a whole lot of padding in these things, insulation-wise, but front's pretty much done here. It's all, on this side you only got 2 clips because you don't have a gas pedal clip, but it's clipped in. Now I'm gonna start laying this rear in. So I've got this rear Armorlite laid in here, and this is the biggest reason for the center console being unbolted, because the rear, you've really got to lift it up to get it laid up underneath of this console. So it'll tuck up underneath of here, and it sits down in this nice little lip, so no water, junk can get up in there. keeps it all clean. So I'm going to get it situated. And on your fronts, make sure you got your AC heater vent tucked up inside of this Armorlite. It's got a nice little cutout for it. So get all that tucked up in, and then this here tucks up under it. Gives you a nice little spot for your wires to come out. So camera's a little crooked there, but you get it. So get all this tucked up in. You see it's got a nice little ledge right here, and I like that ledge. Helps you to keep your floor clean and get all the water into these drains and out of here if you get anything's in here. And we were out last 2 weekends ago, and my wife drove through some water, and I was filming, and I said, hey, give me a minute, I'm gonna film out the top. So we rolled the Sky One Touch back, said go a little faster. She hit this thing, and we took on, I don't know, probably 20 gallons at least water over the windshield and down into the Jeep. Dash wet, all on the floors. We stopped and pulled the plugs out, and by the time we got home, everything is pretty much cleaned up other than the mud, but the water itself was dry. It was just ready for a detail, nothing ruined. So that was sweet. But anyway, enough with the story time. I'm going to get this rear all leveled out in here, situated underneath the stuff, and then we'll start putting trim back. So here's a quick look of the Armorlite with the seats out, but all the trim back in. All of our front trims all in here. It just keeps everything nice. It really does. It's easy to clean. Water can drain out. It just looks cool. Little shadow there for you. But anyway, it looks good. I'll get the seats in. Get this back seat bolted back down. Then I'll show it to you again. You can check it out. See if it's something that works for your lifestyle or not. So there it is, all sitting down in there. Center console bolts going back in. I put the trim back on them. And this center console, you'll have to wiggle a little bit to find your holes because you're pushing this down as you go. Then you got this flap right here. You'll pull this flap up, grab that little clip right here. Boop, boop, you're upside down now. Right there. There's a 16 mil piece of plastic on that. Grab it now. I like to leave it on there so I don't scratch stuff up, and my knee hits it, it'll poke a hole in your leg. So that's what this hump's for, is to cover that. But you'll take that little piece off just to lay that down a little bit more. And now also is a perfect time, if you're doing this, to do, I'll leave a link in the description here for the video and the product. It's a Power One Touch up and down on your window switches. It tees in here, and it also tees in on your plugs back here. It tees all this in. So as you're teeing all that in, it makes it to where now when you do hit the button one time, you got Power One Touch up and down, front and rear. So you're tying in back here. Maybe I'm tired. So you're tying all those in to where all your windows are Power One Touch up and down like a modern vehicle. If you know Jeeps, you got Power One Touch in the front. You don't have Power One Touch up. You only have Power One Touch down. And in the rear, you got to hold the button the whole time. Things like that annoy me. So it's a pretty sweet. Tury Pro makes a really nice module that we do. Goes in there. Pretty easy install. Now's the time to do it because you've already got your center console unbolted and you can get to the dash to run your wires up to the front. Super easy. So now I'm going to get my trim bolted back on here and we'll get these seats back in and you can see the finished product. So with a little bit of work here, you can see Armorlite's in, seats are in. It's actually headed off to the detail shop next. No sense in cleaning that carpet that we were ripping out, so it goes to detail next. You can see it's just an awesome fit. And you don't need floor mats anymore. Nothing rolling around, getting stuck up underneath your pedal. Even your nice Mopar floor mats, they're not anything close to as nice as these. So these are super cool. We love them. This Jeep here belongs to a guy, Wally Armour from Wally Armour Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Alliance. If you're looking for a Jeep, pay them a visit. WallyArmour.com in Alliance, Ohio. All of our Jeeps come from there. Super cool people. People you would hang out with. It's hard to walk into a dealer and find people that you'd buy a Jeep from and hang out with. It's usually one or the other. Super cool guys though. Nice group. Customer service is awesome. And their prices can't be beat. It's nobody sells for less. But they're good people. So that's some Armorlite. Not big into the how-to videos, but there's one for you anyway. If you need an Armorlite kit, we stock them for JK, JL, JT. If you just need a front kit, whatever, you can buy just the fronts, leave the rears alone if you got a seat delete like my Gladiator. So I'll put a link in the description. If you like this video, let me know. Any questions? Let me know. Drop something in the comments. Have a good one.